Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to another video from TW White & Sons Mazda. Okay, just taken in part exchange here today at Alpington. This is a Mazda CX3. This is a 2-litre petrol sport nav model presented in black. So it's a mica pearlescent black paint with the Black Leatherette Interior. A bit of background on the vehicle. We sold the car new to a long-standing customer of ours who picked up his new car yesterday afternoon. The car's always been serviced with us. I had a look earlier. He always has it serviced on time, and he had it serviced last in March this year at about 11,000 miles. The car's covered just over 14,000 miles as it stands now. We will put the car through the workshop and do any necessary maintenance, work, etc. There you go. There's a funny comment from one of the locals there. So yeah, we'll go through the workshop and we'll do any cosmetic bits and pieces that need doing. Now, I've just had the car cleaned. We'll clean it again. It's in very good condition. There's only two things I fault the car with cosmetically, and that is the two near side wheels, which inevitably get curbed. So they've got a light grazing on the two near side wheels, which I'll have done in the next couple of days. Okay, so let's start round the back of the vehicle. Now you've got parking sensors at the rear and also a camera. You've got a good sized boot. I mean, I won't lie, the CX3 hasn't got an enormous boot, and if you needed to, you know, carry sort of two pushchairs around, you'll probably struggle a little bit depending on the size of the pushchairs. But I could survive with this with my 2.5-year-old. Cool, I'm not going to show you under there, that needs a good hoover. But you've got, let me show you, under here you've got the BOSE speaker, okay, and there is room for a spare wheel should you require one. Okay, seats fold down, 60-40 split, and the shelf can come out if you need more room. Okay, so right, so the car's got keyless entry, okay, which basically means you don't need to take the key out of your pocket or your bag to open the vehicle. If you've got the key on your person, and the car will know that, and it will allow you to unlock the car. You've got electric windows, mirrors here, so when you lock the car you can set it so the wing mirrors will fold in when locked and fold out when unlocked. Electric windows all round naturally, and heated fully adjustable wing mirrors. You've got height adjustable front seats, so they both work in this fashion on like a ratchet. And you've got ISOFIX anchorages here for the back seats, for the ISOFIX child seats. But of course you can just use regular child seats if you like. You've got your fuel flap release, bonnet release here, and on this little pad here you've got traction control, which you can turn off. Don't know why you do that. You've got a clever tyre pressure monitoring system, which will monitor your tyre pressure, and should the tyre pressure fall 4 psi or more, it will flag on a little light that will look like that just above my nail on the dash, just to say please check your tyre pressures. I think that's a great thing, because if your tyres have lost 3-4 psi, they may not look flat, the car may not feel like it's driving in differently, but it will affect the fuel consumption, the general performance of the car, and the safety of the vehicle. You've got lane departure warning system, so you've got this excellent safety device which will warn you if you veer out of a lane or change lanes without indicating, okay, to sort of say pay attention. And you've got Istop, which is an intelligent engine stop-start technology, which will turn the engine off when the car's stationary, when the car's running, for example, with a fully charged battery. Sorry, my camera's out of focus there. The engine's not too hot, not too cold. You haven't got all the air conditioning on and bits and pieces to put a lot of strain. on the battery when you restart the car. So it's an intelligent system. So providing, let's say, you've got a full charge, the car's not under too much strain, etc., it will switch the car off, and then when you go to move away, it will start it up again. A little 360 of the car. Headlining's all in great shape as well. So let me start the car up. Now naturally we have two keys. You put your foot on the clutch, this lights up green, push the button, lights up green just to say, look, we recognise the keys in the car. You've got a heads up display, which will give you speed. Don't know if you can see that from here. Now in the video it's probably flickering. It's not flickering in real life, that's just the resolution of my camera isn't quite good enough. You'll have basic sat nav functions, warnings will come up there. Now imagine you're looking straight ahead or down. I mean, you know the answer to that. What will be the safer thing to do? Look at your speed like that, or down like so. So I think it's a wonderful thing. I think a lot of cars will have it as standard in the future, and I find it very, very useful, especially driving at night. You've got this large Rev Counter in the middle and a digital speedo down here. So, you know, if you don't get on with that, you have got it down here as well. Now, there's the mileage there, 14,089 miles. And the car was last serviced at 11-something thousand miles. Now, look at this. This car has averaged, now this is an average 39.1 mpg, okay, at an average speed of 24 miles per hour. So that's not like, you know, long journeys. So that's really decent. If you look on paper, it'll be a lot more for a long run, etc. And, you know, on paper, cars do look like they do a lot more than they actually do. That's a real world figure, and that's very, very decent. Now, remember, this is a 4-cylinder engine. This isn't one of these like 1.5 engines that are 3-cylinder with a turbo. So it drives very, very well, okay? But it has the fuel consumption of a much smaller engine. So I think Mazda, I know this sounds very cheesy, but Mazda's slogan to defy convention, they really have done. Where other manufacturers are making bigger engines, smaller engines with turbos, they've made bigger engines with non-turbos. So that's all a part of the SkyActiv technology. Now, you've got cruise control on this side, volume control, trip computer, hang up, answer a call there. Automatic wipers, you know, they'll as the rain gets denser, they'll speed up. Automatic lights, okay, and they're LED lights, and they're fantastic. I always say this in my videos. If you've watched any of them, you'll recognise what I'm about to say. But I see more in the dark with these lights than I do in the day, if that makes sense. You've got climate control, and it's really working effectively because it's a bit of a chilly day today. It says 13 degrees, but it feels like about 3. So you've got your climate control here. You've got a heated steering wheel, which is amazing. I'm going to leave that on. And 3-stage heated seats for driver and passenger, which is also a fantastic feature. You've got a little compartment here, which your SD card that reads the information for your sat-nav, lives in here. And here are your USB chargers or readers, and they will read data and charge. And here is your 3.5mm jack. If you do have an old iPod, I think. I haven't used one of them for years. And you've got a 12-volt socket here. Okay, so connectivity is great. This is the Multimedia Commander that will operate this screen here. Now, this screen is touchscreen. However, I don't like using it as a touchscreen because it won't work once you start moving. So it can only be used when the car is stationary. And also, you don't want to get grubby finger marks on it. So you can use it here. So let's start from the end here. So you've got applications, fuel economy monitor. We've sort of touched on that. Vehicle status, warning guidance, maintenance, bits and pieces like that. Now, remember I mentioned about the Istop. So, you know, all these things have to be fulfilled. So, you know, no air conditioning on, the battery's got to be fully charged, the engine's got to be not too warm, not too cold, and then the Istop will go to a ready status, and when you stop in traffic, the engine will switch itself off. So the way it works is it doesn't want to use more energy starting the car up than it would save switching the car off. Okay. Now let's go back to this screen here. So entertainment, now that's your FM, AM, DAB, AHA Stitcher internet app stations, Bluetooth, so another source of music, USB 1.2 we've spoken about. There's a CD player in this car. I say that with a bit of surprise. I've seen cars, 18 plate cars without CD players, non-Mazdas of course. Oh, and this car comes with a CD. Oh, okay, there's a CD in there. I better return that to the previous owner. And once you've paired your phone up via the Bluetooth, you can stream anything there to the system. Okay, so DAB, if you're not familiar with DAB, I think it's the future. You get a lot more choice. Okay, there's all sorts of genres, talk, sport, etc, etc, from all around the world. I'm sure there's something on here for everyone. Okay, and also some FM channels are getting switched off and going over solely to DAB. Your communication, so once the phone's paired up, you'll get your call lists, your phone book will be downloaded, missed calls, and if you've got an Android phone, it'll even read your text messages to you. Okay, so sat nav now, it's got a very comprehensive sat nav system. We could spend a long time going through all the features of this, but it's very easy to use. Put your postcode in and off you go. If you don't know the postcode, you can search by town, street name, etc. It's got some very useful features that I tend to use quite a lot. You can set a category for let's have a look. Set category. So I'm always looking for petrol stations, because when I'm picking up cars, they've never got any fuel in them. So you can find the direction and the distance of the fuel stations, and also you know what they are: Merco, Esso, BP. Now, for example, we have a BP fuel card, so we'd be looking at BP. If you set up a Wi-Fi hotspot from your phone, so the car is in effect connected to the internet, you'll also get fuel prices. You also get live traffic updates, etc, etc. So a really good system there. Settings. Okay, so remember that heads-up display that I was talking about earlier? That you can adjust. You can adjust it there. Okay. You can do the brightness and other features as well. Display, you can turn this off, change the brightness, etc. Safety, now we've blind spot monitoring. Okay, right, didn't realize this car has the safety pack. Okay, so if somebody was to overtake you, yeah, two little lights, I don't know if you can see this shaded out part here, will light up to say, look, someone's overtaking you or undertaking you. Okay, so that's blind spot monitoring. You've got lane departure, which we spoke about before. You've got driver attention alert. So should you be dozing off, now I've been driving one of these cars fitted with this, and I'll yawn and think, oh, I fancy going for a coffee, you know, I feel a bit dozy, and the car will come up and say take a break, you know, it will give you a little coffee symbol, I believe. So you've got that there. You've got your parking sensors, traffic sign recognition system, and smart city braking. Now that's a standard feature, but the blind spot monitoring isn't. So that was, I think it was about an £800 option. So what smart city braking does, if you got too close to the car in front, so I'll give you a scenario, it's a hot day, you're looking out the window, it's start, stop, you're sort of crawling along, you're getting really bored, very tedious, and you look out the window because there's something interesting, and your car rolls and it gets too close to the car in front, boom, the car will apply its brakes, providing there's no driver input. You're not turning, braking, accelerating, so the car thinks, look, you're not intending to do that. So it will avoid a car, a person, that low wall, for example. So an excellent feature, which is recognised and by insurance companies. It does affect the insurance group, makes it lower, and it should reflect in your premium. Now, because it's got the safety pack, it's also got high beam control. So when you've got the lights on, you put your full beam on, and the full beam will be on, so you're down a country lane, and if a car comes the other way, it will dip the lights automatically. So another fantastic feature, and a pleasant surprise actually, because I was unaware this car had that. So a bit of a bonus for anyone who buys it. You've got a GPS sync clock, so you never have to set that. The satellites will, it's set by the satellites. And you've got rain sensing wipers. Oh, door lock. So you've got this smart keyless entry. I briefly explained it earlier. Look, I'm going to set the walkaway lock on, and I'm going to make the keyless lock beep volume high. So what will happen is when I walk away from this car with the keys on my person, the car will know this, lock and bleep twice, just to let me know, and it will bleep at a high volume just to let me know the car is locked. So it's one less thing to do. Now I know people say, well, I can lock my own car, but I always come back to having a small child. When I'm walking away from the car with small child, one hand, shopping in the other, it's one less thing to do. So I think it's a great feature. And then you've got, look at this, lighting, interior lights, adaptive lights, coming home lights, leaving home lights. You can set the lights to go on as you lock it, and then you get to the front door to give you safe passage, etc. So some really lovely features. Now we're sort of 16 minutes in, so you're probably getting very, very bored. So I'll wrap this up. The car will come with a 12-month Mazda ZZ Plus used car warranty, which also includes a 12 months roadside assistance and MOT insurance for the first year. It will go to the workshop. Okay, so it'll be serviced, because we're now, what are we now? October. So we're November, December, January, February, March. So yeah, we'd put the car through the workshop and service the vehicle, ready for the next owner. All the little bits will be done, cosmetics will be done, it will all be cleaned and valeted correctly. Part exchange is extremely welcome. I know there's a lot of platforms out there that say, you know, get the best deal on your car by selling your car yourself to these people that advertise a lot. That's, I wouldn't say, true in all cases, so do give us a go first. We will do you the best deal when you have a part exchange. We welcome part exchanges. Obviously we don't always get it right, so but do try us first. We have fantastic finance facilities, okay, and we have the facility to extend the warranty for up to 3 years. So do try us at any time of day. We appreciate the fact that many people are looking at cars outside normal working hours. Best way is to drop us an email, but you can always call and leave a message. We do pick up voicemails out of hours. We do a delivery service in a 100-mile radius, but we can talk about that if you're out of the radius. And we're here to help. So we try to make the whole experience as pleasant, enjoyable, seamless as possible. Okay, if there's any more specific photos or videos you'd like us to send, please don't hesitate to ask. So thank you for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and we look forward to hearing from you. Bye bye.